Hey folks, name's Game. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing good. I, on the other hand, am a giant piece of scum because I said a lot of things and did a lot of things, and you guys didn't get videos like at all, and it wasn't fair to you guys like at all as well. So yeah, that's why I'm scum. Additionally, I didn't stream for half of the frickin' month of June 2016, which is great, you know, because I love not streaming half the month. That's fantastic. So yeah, anyway, I got a couple of things to talk about for this, like, update thing, I guess this is. First thing is I'm going to talk about E3, which I know has been weeks ago, but I still want to talk about it to some degree. I'm going to talk about what I've gotten for my birthday, so in case people are interested at all. Mostly a lot of, like, 3DS games, because I like that a lot. Additionally, I will talk about Twitch, and then I'll finish this off with just talking about games, because I want to talk about games. I like talking about games. So, let's start with E3. I only saw three things: the Bethesda, the PlayStation, and the Nintendo, which was for like 2 hours. The other two I watched the entire time. So, let's start with Bethesda anyway. The first thing that I see with Bethesda was like an Elder Scrolls card game, which is just fantastic because we need more card games based off of popular games, you know. We have one for World of Warcraft. Apparently there's going to be a Witcher one. Let's just have an Elder Scrolls one. Who cares? The next one will be freaking, I don't know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something. That's a movie. I should be quiet. Anyway, you know, that was great. And then, you know, updated Skyrim, which I thought looked nice at first, but then again, you know, mods on the PC make Skyrim look completely better than what it was. So, that's cool. And then, Dishonored 2. And I haven't actually played the first Dishonored. I have it and all of its DLC, and I really want to play it. But I don't think my computer's that great enough for me to actually, like, play it while streaming. Because I actually do want to stream the damn thing. But, Dishonored 2 is coming out later this year. I think in a couple of months. So, yeah, that's great. It's going to take me, like, 20 years or so. And, what I really actually liked about it was that they showed gameplay and also, like, told us about the game. There's apparently a new engine and whatnot. But, honestly, I actually really just enjoyed the stream in general. I'm really looking forward to Dishonored 2, and that's really all I gave a damn about in terms of, you know, Bethesda. Apparently there's a Fallout 4 DLC coming out that's like in a theme park. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Apparently there was some psychotic nutcase screaming every so often. Okay. And, I think there was stuff about, like, a new Quake that my friend's really salty about. Quake Champions, I think it is. It's basically like an Overwatch kind of game. So you have, like, a hundred, like, well, not 100, but like a lot of different characters with like set skills and abilities. He's really salty about that because that's really not Quake. And then with PlayStation, you know, I actually think that PlayStation was probably the most intriguing out of all three because, you know, let's just have an orchestra and choir the entire freaking time. You know, let's just go above and beyond everything. I thought it was for the first game, and it was just for the whole thing. So yeah, and they started off with a new God of War. I didn't even know that it was God of War until, like, really late into this entire, like, gameplay segment, which was something really nice about E3 this year, I think, compared, or at least something that I hope I get to see in later E3s, because showing gameplay is probably the best way to, you know, yeah, I can talk today, I'm really good at talking. I think it's the best way to show off a game when you're trying to explain it to somebody, because they actually get an idea of what it looks like, they get an idea of how the gameplay works and stuff like that. Like, visually describing is helpful, but also showing them the game helps. You know, show and tell. That's how you should be with games, and I like that a lot of companies seem to do that. I saw a bit of The Last Guardian, which is apparently like the spiritual sequel in a sense of Shadow of the Colossus, which is said to be one of the best PS2 games ever made. I never actually got to play it, and I really hope I do get to play it at some point in my life. So there's that. Then there was Horizon Zero Dawn, which I love the concept of and would love to play the game, but I see that it also has like a lot of shooter elements on something that is probably going to be a PS4 exclusive. So I don't think I'm going to be able to physically play that, even though I desperately would want to, because it looks really good, in all honesty. And then I think the last thing they showed was, that I actually gave a damn about slightly, was remakes of Crash Bandicoot games. And, you know, remakes of good platformers is always a good thing. Apparently he's also going to be like in the new Skylanders, which also is like, you know, you can create all kinds of different things, and it's like, cool, you know. But hey, at least we got like Crash into a Skylanders or something, so everyone can reimagine like what, Crash Purple and Spyro Orange. I think those were the names of the games. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And then Nintendo E3 was more or less, I think, 40 to 50 minutes of Sun and Moon, and then the rest of the day, like legit rest of the day, was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I thought it was Heart of the Wild at first, but that was a screw up on my part. And just talking about Sun and Moon, I cannot wait to play those goddamn games, especially because of what happened effectively in late June. So yeah, but the new Pokemon, the new Pokemon look either really, really interesting or really freaking weird. Like the new dragon, just I can't take it seriously at all. It looks so bad. It's called Drampa, D-R-A-M-P-A, for those wondering, and I honestly cannot take that thing seriously. I don't know if it's going to be that good of a Pokemon, and it seems that the theme for this generation is a lot of electric and bug types, because that's all I've seen, more or less, get like released. Here's electric or bug, you know, in like half of the Pokemon that have been revealed so far. It's insane. It really is. It's like, it's that level of insanity that just goes, it's just gonna be the region of bug and electric. It's insane. But overall, I'm really hyped for Sun and Moon, and I can't wait to play them. The battle UI is really, really good. They simplified it a lot because it's definitely oriented towards kids, which I don't give a damn about. I think kids games are some of the best designed games in most cases because they're easy to understand, which is good because I'm honestly a bit of an idiot. So yeah. And then it's like an example is like you can click on the Pokemon and see like, okay, it's got this much more attack or this much more, or this like, so its attack has been, oh no, let me say that again. Its attack has been increased like this much, its defense is reduced this much, you know, blah blah blah. The new battle type, which is like a 4-player free-for-all kind of thing, looks really cool. I'm just looking forward to it, like, a lot. And then there's obviously Breath of the Wild, which is the new Zelda game. And my first statements of it was basically third-person Skyrim, or maybe like something like Monster Hunter. My voice died a bit there. So yeah, that was my first just reaction to it, and it's just like a lot of really, really interesting stuff in general that they're doing with it. Like you can climb without needing like a horse in Skyrim. There's like food crafting. There's lumber. It's like, it's all kinds of new stuff, and it's really interesting, and I can't wait to play it. To be honest, I think it's going to be really, really good. It's said to be a stupidly huge world, like say bigger than, I don't know, like Just Cause or something, which I think is impossible. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it, and I'm also getting completely tormented by the amount of sweat that is just trickling down my face. It's insane. I hate summer so much. I don't even care if I was born in May. I'd rather be born in freaking October or something, because then I'd be able to like just have a cool birthday without needing to have an AC, which I still don't have. I'm very salty because of it. But anyway, that's E3, and then there was freaking, oh yeah, the birthday presents. Whoopsie. So I got all kinds of little different stuff. I got stuff from Llama, Moose, and Crescent. Pooh sadly wasn't able to get me anything, and I'm fine with that. Family obviously gave me some stuff, and I also got money later in the month, not like family related, but I count it as like birthday present sort of stuff. But anyway, my grandmother gave me 50 bucks, and my family gave me 100 bucks, and that in total I spent on Kirby Planet Robobot, which I've already finished, and I'm gonna talk about that later in this video. Chibi Robo Ziplash, which I've played for a bit, and it's going to be a torture and a half to finish, because I'll explain how that works. And Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which I have not played yet, because I have too many RPGs right now that I actually need to finish. So, yeah. Crescent got me Overwatch, and I effectively streamed that once, and I'm going to talk about streams of June, because June was a bad month for a lot of different reasons. Moose got me a TF2 competitive pass that I don't think works like at all, and it's honestly kind of useless because of Overwatch, so that's cool. I mean, he didn't have to get me anything either, but I mean, it's the thought that counts still. And Llama effectively bought himself Speedrunners, which is in a sense a gift to me, because then I have more people to play the game with, and I'll try to stream that soon. And for me specifically, he bought Electronic Super Joy Group City. Yeah, I know. Obviously, it's a game that somebody heard of. Super Hipster Lumberjack, yet again, a game nobody's heard of. And Rise of the Triad, which some people have probably heard of. It's kind of like the remake. It's got some iffy stuff with it, apparently. I haven't played any of these games yet. I'm gonna freaking sneeze. Just hang on. Alright, so that was a fun sneeze. Anyway, Electronic Super Joy, I'll probably play at some point, and Super Hipster Lumberjack, same. I'll play that for, like, Game Showcase, because why not? I want to try these games that my friends have gotten me, and Overwatch I've played effectively enough of, and will play for longer if I can. So, yeah, and then, so yeah, that's out of the way, and now let's talk about Twitch. Twitch has treated me a bit like garbage. Let me explain why. So, one of the games that I was doing on Game Completes was Overlord. Now, some people might go, you know, okay, what was bad about it then? What apparently happened, okay, and this is the really iffy and annoying thing about it, is I apparently lost what is about 2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks of streams due to my own stupidity. And let me explain as to why. With Twitch, it effectively explains that you have 2 weeks after the thing was uploaded, you know, or at least as the base broadcast was uploaded, before it effectively gets deleted permanently. I, apparently, for some stupid reason, do not get to see how long I have anymore. So, I'm just royally screwed otherwise. But the other weird glitch was some old, like, late May streams were showing up still, even though it's been, like, a month since I streamed on those days. So I was confused out of my freaking mind as to what was going on, and then I finally realized it. So, half of Overlord and a couple of, like, random streams here and there are completely gone with the wind. I cannot get them back whatsoever, kind of deal. And I hate it. I hate it so much. I despise myself so much because of it. But honestly, it was a lot of Overlord, which I don't even know if I really want you guys to see that, because I was a salty little man-child during that later half, and I was really just tormenting the game so much, despising the game so much. In all honesty, the stuff that's up on the highlights is enough to get an idea of, like, the problems I was having with the game, just in all regards. But, I finished it at least, so I'm happy about that. And then, yeah, that's just it. Anyway, with Game Completes, I did frickin' Ori and the Blind Forest, which more or less has not had any issues outside of me kind of not knowing what I was supposed to do, like, once or twice. And outside of that, it was really good. And now it's starting with Paper Sorcerer, which hasn't had any huge downsides and problems so far, outside of, like, one slight screw up. And once that's done, I'm gonna probably head into Secrets of Grenada again, and then delve into some other games that I think people will be interested in me playing in some way, sense of the term, or shape or form. I don't even know the saying anymore, so that's cool. But yeah, and in regards to just the crappy streams, the schedule has been changed slightly. It's not days getting shifted around or anything, but more of I am now going to have a wider margin of scheduling time. So what I mean is, some days I will effectively not stream until maybe as late as 8:30 p.m. instead of just always trying to start at 7 p.m. EST. So I'll start from anywhere from 7 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for the rest of my life, starting from now. Because some days there'll be like a tech error, or I'll get home late, or I have to do something for like an hour and I obviously can't stream during that, blah blah blah. So basically that's what's going on with me, and this means that streams will not be a full 3 hours anymore. You're still gonna get overall more gameplay a week on average, but do not expect 3 hours every night for every single night, because it's impossible anymore. I just can't do it due to just anything, whether it be tech error or I have to do something for like an hour or whatever. And anything past like 8:30, maybe 8:45, I will not stream, period, because it's just too late and I have stuff to do, because that's basically how it is. Or just, I don't want to go and stream for like an hour and then say bye, because it just seems weird to me. So, yeah. That's basically everything with streams, and now we're gonna get to the good bit, games, as I slowly disintegrate over here, burning alive, because the heat is unbearable. Anyway, games. I like games. I've been playing games since I was 3 or 4 years old, and I've been playing a lot of 3DS games. So let's talk about that. So, I said earlier that I bought a good couple of 3DS games. I actually forgot to explain something else that I bought, because I'm an idiot, so I'm fantastic. Anyway, I got some extra money later in the month, and I was actually, I forget what I was gonna say. Anyway, I did buy stuff with that money, which was, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and a new Nintendo 3DS, as in the thing that's called the new Nintendo 3DS. It's not like a new shiny 3DS, it's the new Nintendo 3DS. The one that has the built-in amiibo support, the slightly better 3D, stuff like that. It's not bad. It's got like nearly twice the battery length of a standard 3DS and things like that, which makes it amazing in my honest goddamn opinion, and I love the thing to death. But obviously I haven't been able to really fully, I guess, experience it. I don't know. The 3D is weird, but I still use it no matter what, and I still have some games that don't require 3D at all because of like eShop, like Game Boy or NES sort of downloads that I have. So I should be fine in terms of like that 3D, but I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So I'm gonna just talk about the game. So Kirby Planet Robobot. The new abilities are interesting. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to let you guys experience that for yourselves if you ever decide to go play it. The robot is cool, and that's all I'm going to say about that. If you've played it, just tell me what you think of the game. I honestly think it's a really great game in general, but it's short, which is its massive downside. The mini-games are good, but it doesn't make up for the short game. Older Kirby games have, I would say, been longer. Or there's been a point where Kirby games have been long, period. And now they're just kind of becoming short again. I just heard a really weird sound, and I'm confused from not knowing what it was. Anyway, so that's Planet Robobot, and then Chibi Robo Ziplash. It's not a bad game. I picked it up for 15 bucks, and I can tell that I will be able to play it for like 30 hours, because level selection in that game is a dick and a half. Okay, let me explain. When you finish a level, you have to hit one of 3 small spaceships. I'm spoiling this, by the way, because this is not at all spoilers on actual gameplay or what you're supposed to be doing. But you have to hit one of 3 little spaceships, okay, and they will give you a set amount of spins based on the type. And then you move spaces in a small grid that coincide with the levels. So it's not the standard level select, it's this nice fancy term. But this also means that you don't get to, like, choose at all what direction you move or anything, which I hate, because sometimes this actually happened. I did 3 levels, and I was inevitably forced to play the first level again. I kid you not. I got to play level 1, I think level 4, level 5, and then had to play level 1 again because of my spins. And effectively, you have to buy, like, okay, this like 3, I'm gonna replace it with a 1, or this 1 I'll replace with a 5, and stuff like that. It's torture, in a sense, because you might be forced to play like the first set of levels, God only knows how many times, and stuff like that. It's stupid. It really is freaking stupid. It's not a bad game, but that bit just irritates the ever-loving crap out of me. So there's that. Now, I haven't played Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, and I definitely have not played Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds, so I cannot talk about those games. However, I can definitely say that they are good, because I have heard about them, and yeah. Anyway, some of my older games, on the other hand, I have played and finished. One example is Fantasy Life, which is a fun RPG, at least I think so. I don't think it's for everybody. It's definitely strange, and to a sense weird. Anyway, it's good to a lot of standards, and I finally was able to finish the DLC story that I had for many a moon, and never actually got around to doing because my level wasn't high enough. I grinded myself to the required level, effectively raged like a man-child at how difficult it was, just in terms of me losing like a ton of, I guess you could call them extra lives. They're called life cures. They're like a Phoenix down in Final Fantasy, or just say like a revive spell in general, just for you. I lost like 30 of them. I lost every single one grinding to the DLC and effectively doing the story in this DLC. It was insane, and I hate it. I hate it so much, it's not even funny. But that was that, and it's fun. I just think of Fantasy Life as this game that you can more or less play as a back burner sort of thing, like just a time sink, something you play to pass the time. I think it's one of those really good 3DS games in that sense, because the gameplay's fun, it's a solid RPG, it's not too complicated nor too easy, and it's what I like about it. It's boring in some senses, but outside of that, I think it's good. And then I finished Pokemon X, finally, after having it for over, I kid you not, over a year. And let me explain why it took me over a year to finish this game. It's actually due to my sister, because what we agreed on was she would get my cousin's 3DS because he doesn't want it anymore, kind of deal. This was a year ago, by the way. And we would effectively play Pokemon X and Y together. I'd play X, she'd play Y. We did the first gym together, and then she effectively stopped talking to me in terms of, like, wanting to play. Like, I wanted to play, but I also said, you know, you have to ask me if you want to play. And I just got fed up with it earlier in the year, and I said, we're done playing at the same rate. She hasn't even gotten any progress the last time I checked, which was, like, about a week ago. I think she's still 1 gym badge. I don't even know if she's gotten, like, the Gen 1 starters yet. Like, you get a choice of one of the 3. I don't even know. And it's irritating in so many senses of the term, because I don't freaking know. And I'm just like, you don't get to have the new Pokemon games anymore, because I really hate how slow she is with, like, RPGs or just games. She'll play them and then never finish them. And I'm the same as her in that sense, but I'm actually trying to finish them nowadays. Like, I'm going through a lot of these old games and just trying to finish them, and in terms of just Pokemon X and when I finished becoming champion, and then that's it. I just moved on to the next RPG because I got too many to play and just get through. So, yeah, and what I'm working on right now, RPG-wise, is Bravely Default, which has a sequel that's been out since, I think, February or March. And Bravely Default is a fun game. It's It's grindy to a good sense, but it's fun. I'm at like halfway through the max level right now after playing for like nearly 30 to 33 hours, and I think in maybe 6 to 12 hours I'll be at like 70 or 80, and then I'll probably torture myself with grinding all of the jobs, because that's the system in that game. It's a job system, more or less. So yeah, I'm more or less going through that, and Yokai Watch. Now, some people might laugh at the fact that I'm playing that, and I don't really care, because I think it's actually relatively solid. And something that I found interesting about it, and as well as the company that made it is Level 5 Studios, or just Level 5. And they're the guys who made Fantasy Life, and back on the PS2 made Dark Cloud and Dark Chronicle, which we in the US know as Dark Cloud 2. And they also made Dragon Quest 8 and 9, which are two of my favorite Dragon Quests, period. And Dragon Quest 8 is getting a 3DS remake, and I'm freaking excited as balls for that, because I want to play the damn thing. I'm freaking happy, because it's actually a good game that I never finished, and I'm getting the 3DS remake because it's got more stuff to it, and then I can actually drag it around everywhere I go. So I'm definitely saying they're in like my top 5 favorite developers, period, because I love Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud is fun. And I love Fantasy Life. I love these two Dragon Quests they made, 8 and 9. I'm just freaking excited. I like playing their games. That's all I can say. So yeah, that's that. And there wasn't really anything else that I was playing. Actually no. I was playing Metroid Fusion. Yes, Fusion, the Game Boy Advance one. And it's fun. It really is. I'm stuck right now on a boss, and I left the game alone for a bit just to rest my eyes and try to think on how I am going to beat said boss. I think it's the Nightmare to those who have played it. That's the one I'm stuck on, so if you got any pro tier tips, I would love them. So, yeah. I haven't really been playing anything else outside of like stuff with my friends, which is more or less Overwatch and Terraria. So yeah, I think that's everything. And this is over 27 minutes. That is psychotic. Then again, I have been talking for a long time, and it's also not the longest video I've done, I don't think. It's not good, I thought, and good. I actually thought that this would be 40 minutes, but thank God I talk somewhat fast and know what I'm talking about. Yay. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I know you guys are busy. I'm very busy, he says. And he's actually kind of not. He's a bit of a piece of trash. Anyway, I'm gonna go. And I hope you guys have a good day. Streams will hopefully not be as bad as June, he says. The heat right now is kind of irritating. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the game in the background. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm probably just going to do Risk of Rain again, because Risk of Rain is a fun game. So, yeah. But yeah, that should be that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and bye! Love you all.